I said since I came into this league, I thought Steve Peichel was one of the best coaches in the league, and it hasn't changed. We all know Harper was hurting, and the job they did, and it's 2 games in a row now. One game we had foul trouble with the best player, and the guy that came in for him had 16 at half and 19 for the game. This guy, Durkak, just goes off and gets 26. I mean, he's not as good as Harper because Harper stirs the drink, but man, did a hell of a job. And I was happy we won because you have to win games like this for sure. But I was really disappointed. I felt for the first time we kind of looked a little more entitled. We looked like we're reading our own press clippings. We did not move the ball smoothly. We looked a little selfish. So, this is a new thing for these guys too. And learning how to deal with failure is hard. Learning how to deal with success is sometimes harder. So, we found a way the second half to get better. Poor Jaden had one of his worst games, starting out 1 for 10, and that hurt us some. But got to give a lot of credit to Jace Richardson and Cohen Carr. They're roommates, and those 2 guys did an unbelievable job. Their stats combined are off the charts. Jace 6 for 9, 3 for 4, 5 for 5, 4 rebounds, and Cohen 5 for 5, 4 for 5 from the line, 8 rebounds, and pretty damn good defense on a great player. Most of the time he was on him. And so I'm just happy we won. I'm not excited for how we played. I guess I feel good that what I believe in Steve Peichel, I still believe in. And we have to improve now because it's going to get harder. I mean, we're going to get everybody's best shot. And by the way, for the Rutgers fans, for our fans that came, but that was a hell of a crowd out there for a college basketball game. Everybody deserves a little credit on that, and the people that put it on. And I thought, sometimes if we play here instead of the rack's hard to play in. But when I looked out there, I thought we'd see a little more green. I give the Rutgers people credit, man. That thing was red from a lot of areas, and I think it was a pretty good basketball game. Questions?
Tom, I'm wondering about that stretch in the second half with Frankie in particular, the pass that he had to Jaden, and then the block at the other end that got you guys out in transition. That seemed to kind of extend it a little bit after they had kept chipping away a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look at it on film because I saw some other plays that really hurt us with some of that lineup in there. And, we weren't very solid, but he did make a good play there. He got backdoored and made the play and got the ball out. I don't know what the final rebound totals were. I did not think we rebounded the ball very well, plus 10. That surprises me. But, I think most of it was moving the ball better. We did a poor job, and then getting Jace involved with it and Cohen really helped. Some of our key guys struggled today, still found a way to win.
Tom, over here, sorry. You've wanted Cohen to rebound like that for a long time, and I'm wondering if there's been any conversations, or have you seen that coming at all? And just the way he affected the game on both ends seemed to be pretty dramatic.
Yeah, block shots too. We had a couple of those. Cohen's defense has probably improved. I mean, his free throw shooting, those of you at Michigan State know, has improved from 40% to 80-some. His shooting has improved a lot, but his rebounding and defense have improved the most. And he's got a live body, and when that body gets going, he did some great things and got open on a break and got that going. And then, once we started running, we got Jace a couple of shots, and we were good. But, yeah, Cohen is a special kid, man. He's the one guy that I thought was good the whole game. I thought him and Jace were, but Cohen, he came over and he made that one mistake on a switch, and he knew it right away, and he said it. It's a joy. It's an honor to coach him.
Coach, I wanted to follow up on Cohen. I thought he had a great game. I was really impressed by his leaping ability. And, you know, at the end of the first half, they get it tied, and they throw the alley-oop to him. And going into halftime, you know, I said to myself, this guy's like got the hops of an NBA player. Just a little backstory on him. Can you tell me about him?
Yeah, he couldn't jump when I got him, so it's all coaching, to be honest with you. But the backstory on him, you know, is we got him late. He was highly ranked, but not overly, because he didn't have the offensive skills, and he's worked hard. He reminds me of one of our players we had, Jason Richardson, who ended up being one of the best shooters in the NBA. But works, cares, great teammate. The backstory is, you know, I said those two are roommates, him and Jace, and the roommates came through today.
Tom, obviously today Dylan was limited with his ankle, but from your perspective, why do you think it's been such a struggle for Rutgers with a team with two of arguably the best players in the country?
Well, it's not as easy as anybody thinks, you know. Great players don't always win games, great teams do. And yet, what I think's been impressive, that I've been impressed with Steve, is now he starting those three freshmen, so he's starting four freshmen. And I don't care where you are, I don't care how good your players are, that's hard to do. But Dylan is a hell of a player. I mean, that was a big advantage for us not having him in there, even though the other kid went off. He just runs that team. He's really good. And we did a decent job. We did a decent job on Bailey, you know, but he's really good too, man. You watch film on him. And I didn't think he over-monopolized the ball. I mean, other guys got shots. They just didn't hit some good shots. Acuff is a really good player. He's from our state. I know what he can do, and he missed a couple of wide open. I thought they missed a couple of open looks, but it's not as easy as you think. You know, you gather some people, and it's why usually teams that have some continuity, you know, hopefully he keeps this base here. I mean, we know those two guys, but he's got some other really good players, and those guys just need some experience, and they're going to be good. I mean, I'm telling you, he's a hell of a coach. Trust me.
Tom, how do you build culture in the 1 year everybody's changing schools era?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's one of the things that probably frustrates me the most, because culture means everything to me. You know, it's difficult. Some are doing it, but not as many as you think. You know, I think last week there were 19 of the 25 top teams got beat. You know, you're getting more of this, and you know, we're just trying to stay the course. You know, but it's hard. It's hard on the coaches, and it's hard on players, and because a lot of times, you know, you can see it in the NBA, you can see it in the NFL. Best players don't always win games. You know, you got to have that, and the only way you can get it, that chemistry, that camaraderie, is play together. You know, and I think they've done a pretty damn good job. You know, I mean, this team lost a couple of tight games with freshmen. That's going to happen sometimes, no matter how good they are. But I like where he's at. I like the fact that I think this team is going to get better. This team will be a tough out by the end of the season.
Coach, you substitute a lot. You seem to find the right five to hold off these second half comeback attempts. I assume that's game by game, but do you have some fundamental rules or just experience about your substitution decisions?
You know, we talk about it all the time, and it has been pretty steady. You know, I said as the season goes on now in the second half, you're going to see some of the minutes change a little bit. Guys that were playing 22 or 3 might be playing 26 and 7. But, you know, to use the terms that Golden State used with my boy Draymond, you know, strength in numbers right now. That's what we are. We're strength in numbers. And I think we do wear down some people. And the guys that bought in, they like each other. They get along with each other. And believe it or not, there's times they go hard enough where they're tired in the minutes they play. Because I think, like today, we didn't get our break going like we needed to. We just seemed to step slow. And I don't know if it's because we I don't know. The only thing I didn't like about the whole day is I didn't feel we had the same grit. And sometimes that happens when you start winning and everybody starts telling you how good you are. So thank God I won't tell them that, and maybe we can get back to normal. But guys handled it great. I got as good a group of guys as I've ever had. I love them. And we're just going to keep trying to run guys in. It'll probably change a little. I'd like to play 9, 10 guys because I think we haven't had an injury yet. Look at them today. They got 2 guys out. You know, the big kid that hurt them too. So be fair to him that he had some guys out that hurt him. We haven't had an injury yet, really. And unfortunately, they always come in a season, and if they do, I think we're going to be more prepared to handle it by the way we've done it.
Tom, I'm sorry, over here in the corner. I think there's a great deal of surprise, maybe even shock from people in the Rutgers community that they're sitting at 10-10. I'm just curious if you're surprised based on what you know about the Big Ten.
No,
and
don't
how
do
hard it
that
is.
to him. I tell you, I mean, you just, it's hard, you know. I mean, Cal's a good friend of mine, and when he had those teams at Kentucky with, you know, 9, he had like 7 or 8 freshmen, great players. I mean, it's hard to put it all together. It's hard on them. Experience does matter, no matter who you are. I mean, there's some talent there, though. I mean, I think if there was something good that came out of it for him today, some of those other guys stepped up. But I wouldn't, you know, I'm not saying it to stick up for Steve or any coach. I'm telling you the truth. It is very difficult this day and age to have to move guys around and have a lot of guys that have never played together. And freshmen are freshmen. And so what I think, yeah, they might be 10-10. I think the best part of their season's yet to come if they can get Dylan healthy. I mean, that kid's a hell of a player. And when it's your quarterback, I mean, not that Bailey's maybe a better player, but your quarterback's your quarterback because your quarterback makes all the other players better. And we put a lot into how we were covering ball screens with him and everything. And I mean, as much as it was a break for us, I felt bad because he seems like a great kid, too. I love him.
Anything else, guys? Last one?
I just wanted to kind of go into that a little more. You mentioned Ace, you mentioned Dylan. What is it about them that makes them such dynamic players and have the impact that they have, especially at the young age that they are?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're confident. I think you know, like Ace is skinny, but he doesn't play skinny. He's got a great first step. He can get a shot off from anywhere. And Dylan has just got what seems like, I'm not there every day, extremely high basketball IQ. You know, you have a high basketball IQ and still a good shooter, and he gets his differently than Ace does. But between the two of them, and maybe they'll look at it too now and say, hey, we got a couple other guys that can help us. They're going to be okay. I mean, don't pile on him, man. It's not easy to do it with freshmen, and he's been doing. I mean, hey, he could have, should have beat us, and we're pretty good. We're not great, so let's make sure our media understands what I've been preaching for 2 weeks. You know, we're not great yet, but we're pretty good, and you could say they deserve to beat us without 2 guys. So give him credit or give me blame, but don't not give him credit because he really did a good job. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.